first posture. Between our postures, we'll have a little bit of organic time. The first posture we're going to practice is a wide straddle. So we may have to stagger in our rows. Now our straddle, if you're suffering from sciatica or you're prone to sciatica, consider sitting on a blanket. So for all the postures, if you're prone to sciatic nerve pain, you want to sit on a blanket. Have your bolster nearby that you can grab. And I would do forward, backward, forward, backward. So Amanda move forward and Tim move back. Yeah, there we go. All right. So have your bolster nearby. We're going to stretch the legs out for the straddle. And if you absolutely hate the straddle, you could always do a half butterfly with one leg in. Now here, you can use your blocks underneath your knees, or you can also use them for your bolster. The bolster is going to be right out in front of you, perpendicular to your body. This is going to be, actually, we're going to take the bolster on the right leg first. Again, a little softness in the right knee if you need it. Turn your chest towards the right. And exhale, fold over the right thigh. Resting your hands on your forehead, or your forehead on your hands, and settling in. Now, if it's uncomfortable to round the back, that bolster on your thigh, you can take a couple of blocks and put the blocks, stacking the blocks up to rest your forehead. Or you can just turn and drop the forehead down. So turn your chest towards the right leg and fold over. And if you feel a little tap as I brush by, I'm just saying hello. Can you come back to your breath? That deep breath in and out through the nose, relaxed and easy. The first sequence of postures that we're going to take are going to help us get into the hips and the hamstrings, the low back. So feel the space behind the right knee. Feel the glutes and relax the glutes. Let the feet turn naturally in any direction that is comfortable for the shape of your body. Bring your attention to the sits bones. And perhaps we feel more pressure on the right sits bone. Acknowledge how much the left side is pulling up. Just in the mind, relax it down. Deep breaths. So the slow, controlled Ujjayi breath is about a 7-count breath pace per minute. We've got 4 more breaths in this shape. 2 more. 1 more breath. Very easily sit yourself up. Turn your chest towards the center of your legs and reach the right arm up. Reach the right arm up towards the ceiling and just take like a half moon shape over to the left. Stretching that right side body. And then come on back to center. Keep your eyes closed if you'd like and bring that right arm down. Perhaps you wiggle the knees. Take your bolster when you're ready over to your left leg. Turn your chest towards the left. Take an inhale. And exhale, settle in. Good. So anchored through our seat, through the sits bones, we allow the glutes to start to relax. Feel the weight and the heaviness of the legs, what grounds you to the earth. So our yin class, the floor posture is very grounding for the body. A beautiful practice for those of us who get so caught up in the to-do list that we're always thinking ahead, always chasing. As you fold over that left leg, bow into self, consider getting your heads up the clouds. Getting back into your body. Indulging in the present. What do you feel here? Legs are heavy and grounded. Perhaps you feel that gentle stretch behind the knees. Glutes are soft and we get that stretch in the low back, particularly on the right side now that we're leaning over to the left. Let your torso be heavy, weighted. The sound of your breath. We're halfway through this posture. Notice the stillness of your body. Perhaps in your mind's eye, you can picture the outline of your body. Anchored in this physical shell, we feel the movement of breath. What does that breath stir up for you? 3 more breaths here. The legs soft, 2 more. One more breath. Then we'll sit up, gently turn our torsos towards the front of the room. And in your own time, your own leisure, just lift that left arm up to the ceiling. Anchor, maybe you wiggle those knees. Maybe you lean to the right, stretch that left side body. We'll come back to center. And I'm sure you guys guessed where we're going. Our last shape in the straddle, and then all the awkward stuff is out of the way. Bring that bolster in between the legs. Sit up nice and tall and fold forward. So just get right into it. Notice what happens when you shift towards center. The tightness behind the knees. Can you breathe into that? one more minute here. To our mats. Bring your bolster with you. The next shape is going to be caterpillar. Again, we can stay upright on our blanket if we're sitting on the blanket. The legs out in front of us, give them a wiggle. Now, caterpillar is a seated forward fold. So we did a lot for the hamstrings in our straddle shapes. And so now we're going to see what it feels like to fold over the legs, and sitting on the floor is so healthy for the body. This natural movement of maintaining our mobility and our flexibility in the body through the way the body was designed. So I like to take my seated forward fold, my caterpillar with my bolster on my lap, and then I usually bring my block there depending on the day. And I'm going to cue you halfway through. So halfway through, if you think, oh, you know, I think I've stretched and I've loosened up in my back body, maybe I can ditch the block or ditch the bolster. So you'll have that opportunity. So consider, and perhaps you're very flexible, and folding forward it feels good without the bolster, so you don't even need it. You do you. But we want to get comfortable, get tall and lifted at first. We're going to let the feet relax, and then we're just going to fold over, and maybe we stack our hands. Maybe we have that block underneath the forehead, right? It all depends on your body. This practice, unique and individual to each person on the mat, a real respect for our story. Come back to the breath. That anchor point, the physical body, the pressure points underneath as we feel. We use our senses as anchors for the moment. Music. Relaxing and putting us at ease. We hear. want you to listen first. We're going to take that pigeon shape, and I'm going to show you a couple different variations. But if you know right away in the mind, oh, pigeon pose, it's too much on my knees, you're going to go to your back and take your seated figure 4 or a cross-legged seated figure 4, maybe using your bolster or your block underneath the foot. Now, for pigeon, and before you move, I just wanted you guys to watch me for a moment. You're going to come to hands and knees, so don't do it yet. You're going to have your bolster in front of you, and it feels really nice. We're going to start with the right leg first. The right leg's going to come over the bolster, and we're going to use the bolster for our pigeon. So we're going to have the bolster horizontal underneath the thigh, so we can lift up and then fold forward into the shape. Now, if the hips are very open and you know that you don't want to use that bolster under the thigh, that's totally up to you. Another variation is to have the bolster pulled into the belly, and that's going to put more strain on the knee, more strain on the hip, more stress, but hugging over the bolster. So again, if you know that this shape isn't right for your body on your belly, you can come to your back, and you're going to be in the figure 4, maybe with the right leg on top, and maybe the bolster or the block underneath you. So let's consider what shape we want, and we'll all come to all fours. Okay, so start with the right leg first. Right leg over the bolster. Maybe you rock back and forth a little bit, just to get into those hips. And then we're gonna rest that thigh on the bolster. This is actually really lovely. Now, on the left side, you're getting your hip flexor stretch. So for the first 2 minutes of the shape, I'm gonna invite you as an option. So this is a 4-minute hold, that you can stay up on the bolster with your chest lifted, and you're kind of propping yourself up with your hands. So you're getting the front lines of the body in the shape in the full swan, and the left hip flexor. So you should feel that left hip flexor. So if you're on your back, you're good on your back. We're all holding our swan for 4 minutes. It's just that when we're doing the upright variation, we've got 2 options. So if you don't like this, you can come into that regular shape, and we're already about a minute into it. So shift your hips evenly. Think about dropping the left hip down and drawing the right hip back. Nice. We've got 1 more minute if you'd like, staying up on the hands for the full variation. There's 1 more minute in the full variation, and then we'll have 2 minutes in the lying down variation, our sleeping swan. And maybe you want to lift the face and stretch the throat. That feels really nice. So our swan shape, and in our vinyasa practice we call this pigeon. You guys have 3 more breaths in the full shape. We're getting that external rotation on the right side. The right thigh bone stretching away from the body, creating stress in that joint for flexibility. On the left side, hip flexor, front of the thigh, psoas muscle that wraps into the back. 1 more breath here. And then exhale, come on down to your forearms, or perhaps you lie down over the leg. Again, you've got props nearby. You can place something underneath your forehead. You can stack things. leg straight. So get the right leg straight. And I would sit down, but you guys can't see me if I'm sitting. So both legs, yeah, bring both legs straight. Scoot back on your mat. And give that right leg a little wiggle, maybe a massage, rubbing around the hip, rubbing around the knee joint. So now that right leg's gonna stay straight, and we're gonna go into our shoelace pose. So if you wanna sit on your blanket, again, having that opportunity, and with the right leg straight, we're gonna take the left leg and we're gonna just rock the left knee from left to right, rock the baby, get into the left hip. And then that left leg is gonna come right on top of the right. Now here, our knees are starting to line up, but we're not gonna get too caught up with that. If we're tight through the hips, maybe we take a block and put it underneath that lifted leg. Eventually we're gonna fold forward so we can get into the hamstrings and the outsides of the hips, so you can always have the bolster to fold. This is a 4-minute hold. Our pigeon was a 4-minute hold. You can sit up nice and tall and just rest the eyes and feel the stretch that you're getting out. Or again, that option to fold forward. Looking for that stillness. So the right leg is long, the left leg is on top. So IT bands, the outsides of the thighs. This is going to get into that IT band, the top leg. The bottom leg, your right leg, you're getting into that hamstring again. And it feels different on everyone, so for each one, we have to close the eyes, take that inward journey, and try to feel. And we call this the shoelace, because we're tying the legs almost as if we're tying a knot. That left ankle eventually is going to get close to our right hip over time. Right? Steady in the breath. close your eyes and visualize a swan, right? The long neck of a swan, the long belly of a swan, the graceful curves. When you feel left to right, hips, you drop that right hip down a little bit. Full swan gives a nice stretch for the hips and the belly, some stimulation in the back body, some gentle compression in the low back. Keep the shoulders soft. You guys are amazing. Look up if that feels nice on your neck. And we always want to hold our head when it's comfortable to help with strain neck muscles that has the front of the throat. Get a nice stretch if you look up. Three more breaths in full swan. Listening to your body, you can shape shift at any time. One more deep breath here. And then exhale, inviting ourselves into the sleeping variation. Finding our elbows on the floor. Maybe a block underneath the head. And notice the shift that you created for the hips. We lean forward, bringing more stress to the hip joints. Kitchen shape, such a beautiful shape. To release stress and tension in the hips. The hips are the largest joint structure of our body. Leaving space around the hips and tissues, muscles that attach and wrap. Stay with the breath. Sleeping swan, feel the movement of the breath in the body. Feel it in the whole body. Three more deep breaths. Two more. One more breath. Each breath an opportunity to take it in and let it go. When you're ready, come up to your hands. Take your time. Move gently. Right? The long hold. We need to be gentle with the body. This really nurturing for self, right? Tapping into some of those caregiving qualities. Bring that right leg around, both legs out in front of you. Gentle movement, little wiggle of the knees. Maybe you rub around that left quadricep, rub around the hip joint, rub around the left knee that was closed. Now the left leg is going to stay straight. Grab your right leg and rock it like a baby. Maybe you grab the foot and the knee and we rock it left to right. You know, this is my favorite yoga cartoon, the Tin Man with his oil can. This is the work. Right? We only get stiffer as we get older. We gotta keep the motion motion in the body. Bring that right leg over the left. And imagine it's that half shoelace, so you're tying the knot. Maybe that left foot comes the ankle comes a little closer to the right thigh. Maybe not. Don't get too caught up in it. Just see what's in your body. Maybe you shove a block underneath the right thigh. Maybe you've got that bolster on your lap. Take an inhale here, and you choose. Do you want to fold forward? Getting into the shape. It's a 4-minute hold. So maybe you've got some blocks propped up on your bolster. And for 2 minutes, you stay there. And if the body gives you more space, we can take advantage of it at the halfway point. I was practicing this morning, and one of my students was in front of me, and she's a dancer. And I got a little caught up watching a dancer practice yoga, and it's really beautiful. And then I started reflecting on her flexibility and the movement that she could create. I thought about how much practice, that 10,000 hour rule. And we want to be an expert at something. We've got to put 10,000 hours into it. I'm sure Chris has 50,000 hours. The work, the practice, the discipline. And when we watch dancers, gymnasts, we know the discipline that they put into their bodies for greater flexibility. So it is attainable. Feel grounded by your seat. Let your back body stretch as your front body is heavily weighted. Use your breath to massage, to soothe. That ocean quality, the rocking sensation of self. You're halfway through the posture. Readjusting and then settling back into stillness and to quiet. Let your glutes relax. So throughout the practice, we can come back to those body scans and just work our way through the body. What feels good, what's soft, what's relaxed, where's tension, where's stress. Or you can drop those hips down to your bum, and you're just going to rest on that bolster. Now, of course, you can take the shape any way you'd like, with or without the bolster. This is a 2-minute hold. So for some of us, this is a very popular shape, stretching the back body. Again, this grounding practice for self. Maybe you could use a block underneath the head of the bolster if you don't care for the bolster. Settle back into those deep breaths. Towards the end, guys. So one of my favorite postures, especially these days, this one has been speaking to me. From hands and knees, we're going to find our Sphinx, and then our last shapes will be our recline twist. So, but I want to get this Sphinx in, and I want to show you how to use the bolster with it first. Now, Sphinx is the one where we're going to have the elbows underneath the shoulders, resting on the forearms. So you come down to the belly and you're gonna let your pubic bone and your hip bones find the floor. The legs can come apart naturally. And then you can rest right over the bolster, just like when you were a kid at sleepovers, laying on the floor to watch a movie, right? Natural shapes for your body that we just don't use as we get older, right? And we start to use furniture and all the conveniences and recliners, and we're all living in Wall-E world, right? You guys see that movie Wall-E? That one came out when my kids were little. I don't want to be in the scooter with my virtual stuff on, no, eating my turkey leg and sucking a Coke. No, thank you. And we're gonna set ourselves up for Shavasana here. So sometimes it feels really nice to take that bolster and place the bolster underneath the knees like a little recliner. Maybe you take the folded blanket, maybe you need it under your head as a little pillow. Maybe you would like it folded and weighted on your belly. It feels really nice to have the comfort of a weighted blanket on the solar plexus, on the hips, the sacral chakra. And we get heavy and relaxed in the body. We want to feel natural. And at any time, if it's uncomfortable to lay on your back, you can always sit yourself up. Now here, we're going to go through a guided meditation, a body scan. So before we get started, I invite you to feel your body resting, to be comfortable and relaxed in your pressure points. And feel the space that you've created. And in that space, create an intention for yourself, a mantra, a positive vision, your health, your wellness. To come back to when you're distracted. Space that opened within, even just for a moment. Clarity. In space, there is connection. Freedom. And when we are free, connected with true self, there is love, peace, and joy. Innate human qualities, birthrights within each of us. Let your breath bring these gifts to the surface, a reminder to self that they're always there. Begin to wiggle your fingers, your toes, begin to stretch in any way that feels right to you. And as you stretch and linger and reflect, I'd like to share a poem by Rumi, The Guest House. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them all at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. When you're ready, help yourself up to your seat. We'll move slowly and gently. Come to an easy seat of choice. Being human. Each breath, a reminder of our presence, a reminder of this house here on earth. Let's bring our hands into heart center. And together we'll close our practice. The light and the love in me honors the light and the love in each of you. Thank you for your practice. Namaste. Namaste. Yay, yoga. Awesome. Beautiful, everyone. Thank you to Chris for the loving soundtrack. Oh, fantastic. There is no rush. You guys can chill. You can stay on your